It's TNT with your host, Vince McMahon. Today's program brought to you in part by Castrol, the motor oil engineer for today's high-performance 4- and 6-cylinder engines. This is Lord Alfred Hayes inviting you to join Vince and his guests, the Intercontinental Champion, Tito Santana, the Fabulous Moola, the British Bulldogs, now for the South, Jimmy Hart, and the Hart Foundation, Mr. Fuji and the magnificent Don Muraco. And now, here is your host, Vince McMahon.
Wallace. Hello, everyone. Welcome to TNT. And we will look forward to the Mouth of the South. Jimmy Hart being with us. As a matter of fact, he is going to, I guess he's going to give us a little privilege in that he's going to be singing his, what is it? Eat Your Heart Out, Rick Springfield. Is that the name of the cut?
I think that is the title. It sounds very, very...
Also, of course, later on to join us, as was brought out earlier on, the British Bulldogs. And you did a little piece with them in a Rolls Royce, which I understand is being given away on the World Wrestling Federation Network. And Alfred did an update on this Rolls Royce Classic. Let's take you now to the update.
It's the first annual WWF Wrestling Classic, a 16-man elimination tournament. The greatest wrestlers in the world eliminate each other until only one is crowned the victor. On the same night, you could be crowned the winner of the Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud 3.
All over the wrestling world, they're talking about one particular place, and that's Chicago, Illinois, yeah. And all over the United States, wrestlers are entering the Wrestling Classic, yeah. But what separates the winners from the losers? Somebody, yeah, some one person is gonna check it out. Yeah, the Silver Cloud Mach 3. Doing the ride downtown, driving away with the victory. And one wrestler, yeah, separated by magnificence, yeah. Checking out the style and winning the Wrestling Classic. Don't have to tell you who that's gonna be. Check out Macho Madness and check out the Silver Cloud Mach 3. You win this, but don't drive by me, because I'm gonna have my pink Rolls Royce after I take it downtown Chicago.
Join Hulk Hogan and all the superstars of wrestling on Thursday night, November the 7th from Chicago, when the first annual Wrestling Classic will be presented only on those TV cable systems with pay-per-view capability. Win the Rolls Royce or watch the tournament. Either way, you're sure to be a winner.
Back with more TNT in a moment. To join us, as a matter of fact, I think they're ready now. Would you please welcome Mr. Fuji and the magnificent Muraco.
Yeah, you still laughing?
Sit down, if you would, please. I must say that you
Still
gentlemen,
having a good laugh?
I'm telling you, that was one of the funniest things I have ever seen in my life.
You know, anybody can be funny. Anybody can make a fool of himself when they're set up. You know that, Vince McMahon?
When you're set
and
up?
that's exactly what you did to us.
Whoa.
You took...
For the benefit of those of you who don't know what Mr. Muraco was talking about, he's talking about, Mr. Muraco was bragging...
Talking about Fuji Generals, what I'm talking about.
That's right, you were bragging about what great actors you were.
This guy, you got us a director. The guy couldn't direct traffic on a dead-end street.
Well, let's take a look at your work, and then we'll talk about it later.
Yes, we were foolish, but we didn't neglect our duties. I checked on Mr. Webster only a few minutes ago.
Hello, Doc. He's right. Doing fine.
Good boy. You come a long way. I'm proud of you. Despite your lack of attention, it's a miracle. This man is doing so well. With the care I've been giving him, now let me catch you two again. Dr. Muraco, when I think of your poor wife at home while you carry on with her.
Why, the nerve! Get out of here this minute!
No one tells the chief of staff what to do. Nurse Peacock, you are fired.
No, Doc, don't do that.
Do you believe it? And you just stood there.
I had my career to think about.
If I told them what I really thought, it would be all wrong. Don't you see? Don't make me explain.
Cut! 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 You have your career to think about. I have my career to think about. How about trying to act? A little tenderness, a little love, a little affection. Stop being a wrestler for a while. Act!
That was love. That was a movie.
Take it.
Well, there you saw that. Think maybe the
Irving Rappaport. Irving Rappaport. You can't even say the name, much less have anybody ever heard of it before.
The closest thing you gentlemen will come to an Oscar is probably the one on Sesame Street. That was absurd.
We have talent. You could see in there was emotion, there was feeling, there was empathy. You could see Mr. Fuji in his getup and his
Should
hat.
you not just stick to wrestling? Forget about the acting career. I mean, surely, Mr.
We just saw Jimmy Hart out here singing his heart out. What a terrific singer he is. You've seen other people with their abilities. Myself,
you still have
Mr.
ambitions?
Fuji. Ambitions? We have more than ambitions. We know exactly what we can do. We are certain that we can.
You were saying earlier you honestly feel you were set up. I mean, Rappaport is an excellent director. You had a good choreographer. You had good actors all around you. Fine talent, and you gentlemen failed miserably.
If I could select my own director, if I could surround myself with excellent talent, like every other top actor does, if I could surround myself with excellent scenery, with excellent camera work, there would be no doubt in my mind that I could produce the most fantastic moment of show business history that you've ever seen.
And we would undoubtedly see you again as another doctor. Is that what we might see, or?
Well, not necessarily a doctor. I just.
What would it be then? You have any idea? If you have your druthers, what would it be?
Well, we're not confined to any.
You don't have any idea because I don't think you can do anything.
Cowboy? How about a cowboy? I always felt like John Wayne. I always wanted to spit tobacco from a horse. How about a cowboy? If I get some of my friends started and surround myself.
Tell you what, we'll give you that opportunity, one last opportunity, if you think you can get all this together in 1 week's time.
You know we can, Vince McMahon. Your challenge has been accepted.
The magnificent Muraco is a cowboy. All right, back with more TNT. In a moment, we're going to have an individual to join us that has no doubt made wrestling history. And as a matter of fact, this person has when she held the title, I think a longer tenure than anyone else.
I think it was 27 years, wasn't it?
Absolutely incredible. That is the way, really, to recognize our next guest. Would you please welcome the Fabulous Moola?
Very nice to see you, Moola.
Give it to him.
He told me he was going to do that.
He's going to back away.
Right.
Alfred, how could you possibly back away from her kisses?
Has Moola ever kissed you? Push your head in a
Indeed she
spit?
has. Indeed she has.
Give him a kiss, Moola.
I've had that pleasurable
Later.
experience. Later sounds good to me. It's lipstick all over
Yes,
you,
I know.
Alfred.
It's awful, isn't
Looks
it?
nice, though, doesn't it?
It does. As a matter of fact, it sort of gives you an impression of what Alfred might look like in drag. Well, I don't know. Well,
Strawberry flavor.
strawberry flavor.
Yeah, it's awful.
We're talking about lipstick, or what are we?
Yes. Well, Moola, I think.
The Fabulous Moola.
How are you, Vince?
Terrific. In a moment, we're going to take you back to some videotape footage that you may have forgotten about, as a matter of fact. It's you, not against one opponent, but against two in a handicap matchup, and we'll have voiceover, if you don't mind, commentating with us all the way through this. And it is a most unusual piece of videotape footage. It was when, of course, the Fabulous Moola was the world's women's champion on this occasion, and obviously this is a non-title matchup. The Fabulous Moola taking on not one, but two individuals. Let's go to the tape now. All right, there. Oh, my goodness, look at that. I mean, that's you now, Moola, in the, I guess you call that orange? The orange tights? Not the stripe. Now you're trying to make your way back in there. Your hair was decidedly much darker then, I think.
Quite.
Moola, you had a tremendous right hand in those days. Do you
I
still
have it, Alfred. Couldn't you tell when I got the headlock on you?
Now, these girls are much larger than you. You're
Yes, they
weighing
are.
now, at that time, what, about 135 maybe?
About that.
Now, these girls are much larger. What are their weights, approximately? Do you
Well,
recall?
that tall blonde, she was 6 foot tall. That's Susan Green. And she weighed about 175.
How can you
great
take that
athlete,
kind of
too.
punishment? Ooh, wow.
That's why you took that kind of punishment. You lured them in. You trapped them there.
I have a lot of ways of doing that.
Uh-huh, that was good. I like that. You don't look so good there, though, Moola.
This is vintage Fabulous Moola. I don't think I've ever... I'd completely forgotten about this match. Do you have any idea what year this was, Moola?
No, I really don't. I don't.
Do you recall the match even?
Vaguely.
Vaguely?
I had quite a few handicap matches back
Did
then.
you really?
did?
Yes.
I thought that was unusual. This was early 70s.
Early 70s.
May have actually been late 60s.
Now, actually, in a handicap matchup, it's your opponents are supposed to function as a tag team, are they?
That's
not?
right. One in the ring at a time.
It's not really supposed to be a double team effort.
That's right.
But there is a typical Moola. You were known from time to time to bend the rules, shall we say?
Well, I was taught to do what you have to do to win. And when I go in that ring, I go in there to win. And I did from the first time I stepped in the ring, I went in there to win. Anyway, ever how I had to do it.
You leave nothing to chance there either, Moola.
That's
you don't,
right.
Yes, you don't. You didn't leave your back turned to her for long.
Well, thus far, geez, look how big that girl is. Susan Green?
That's
Boy,
right.
she is a big girl.
She's from Texas.
Well
right.
proportioned. Referee, uh-oh.
Hey.
Look at this now.
Slingshot.
You see, that's okay for the referee to watch that as long as they're doing it. But if I throw a right hand, that's bad. What's the difference?
Well, you got these referees who are a little bit biased against you, Moola. After all, you beat everybody to a pulp, didn't you?
Yes, and I'd like to be a few
Ooh,
of
wow,
these
look at
referees.
that.
God.
Nothing to it, then.
Just another victory?
That's right.
And a little finishing piece there, too. God.
Yes.
And I don't know if you noticed or not, but I have been working out extra hard, and I have lost 13 pounds, and I intend to lose about 8 more pounds, and I'm going to be ready for anybody.
Is that right?
That's right.
Did you
I'm
notice-
ready now, but I mean I'll be absolutely ready and the best.
Why don't you stand up and show it? Let's take a look. Yes, indeed. The Fabulous Moola, you really have lost some weight. You look terrific.
Thank you.
Working out all over again. Well, next thing you know, you'll be taking on Lord Alfred Hayes.
She'd win. Knock me right out with that right hand, I'm telling you.
I'm sure. I've heard a lot of stories about that right hand.
World champion again, Moola. That's what
So
you're
you're going to try it again?
Sure.
Why not?
Why not? I'm ready, willing and able.
All right.
And you know what? I am training some of the best girls. You wouldn't believe the new class that's coming up, the new generation that I'm training.
Well, we're going to look forward to those, and we'll also look forward to you stepping back into the ring.
I'm ready.
All right. In a moment, we're going to give you an address for the benefit of those of you who would like to win the Rolls Royce. I still can't believe, Alfred, you're actually giving away, the World Wrestling Federation is giving away a Rolls
The
Royce.
most prestigious motor car in the whole of the world. Handmade. A product of English engineering that is without parallel. Giving it away.
Moola, have you ever ridden in a Rolls Royce before? Have you ever owned any?
I've never owned one, but I've ridden in a couple. But, you know, I don't understand why Alfred didn't tell me about this, you know, privately.
Well,
Because we do have a lot of private conversations, you know, but he never brought up the Rolls Royce.
all right. So for the benefit of those of you who would like to win the Rolls Royce, it's simple. You send your name and address, and if you would, include your telephone number to WWF Wrestling Classic Sweepstakes, P.O. Box 3360 in Syosset, New York, 11775. We'll be back as we continue with more TNT. Stay with us. All Hart, in a moment, we're going to be joined by a tag team combination that many individuals seem to think are really destined for greatness and perhaps even destined to become World Wrestling Federation tag team champions. What do you think about that, Alfred?
I think they're absolutely great.
Of course, you're not prejudiced with this combination.
Not at all prejudiced. I think they're the finest team I've ever seen.
Yes, right. All right. with that in mind, then, all the way from England, would you please welcome the British Bulldogs? There is some sort of a mutual admiration among you three, is there not?
Well, we're all from the same island.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very small island.
Yes.
But we've had a good look at the world.
Yes, an island, however, that's produced many a great wrestler.
Yes, and right now I think we're looking at two of the finest wrestlers that
However,
island has.
Dynamite, you're not going to tell me that you and Davey patterned yourself after Lord Alfred Hayes, are you?
Well, I think...
Let me answer that for you. You're already you guys are knocking on the door of the championship, so that settles that one. Let's take you to some videotape footage of the British Bulldogs in action. Davey Boy Smith and the Dynamite Kid.
Right now, Marconi trying to mount some kind of an offense. Couple of right hands didn't. Uh-oh, look out. Wow. He drove him down into that canvas. In the meantime, the Avenger doesn't look like he's too excited about getting into this match, Jess.
Well, I'll tell you, if I was in his position, I wouldn't want to get in there either against the British Bulldogs. The only thing I'll say, they lack a little bit of viciousness, Gorilla, that I like to see.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes they can get bent out of shape. It takes quite a bit to do that. They have a very, very long fuse, so to speak. But once they do, boy, they are tremendous. Well, you saw a beautiful vertical suplex by Davey Boy Smith, and he can execute. Oh, there's a tag now. We're going to get a look at the Avenger. Certainly carrying a lot of weight around that ring for that short frame. Davey Boy trying to come out of the corners in the wrong part of town right now. Oh, scooped him up, showing us some power.
Ooh. What does the Avenger weigh in at?
Got to be close to that 300-pound mark.
I'll tell you, Davey Boy Smith picked him up like he was 50 pounds.
Avenger for the ride. Nice clothesline by the Dynamite Kid. These guys are exciting. Oh, look at this. He's going to try to get him up. Whoa! Snapped him right over. Oh, there's one of those headbutts. Boy, nicely placed to the back of the head. Quick tag made, showing us that tremendous continuity that this team has, which is so important in their quest for the title, currently held by two of your good friends, Jess. Brutus Beefcake and Greg Valentine.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's two guys that go together like bread and butter, too. They'd have to, Gorilla, because they're the champions of the world. That tells it all.
Well, it doesn't tell it all, Jess, because I happened to be on hand in Philadelphia when that went down. And if it weren't for their manager, Luscious John, they certainly would not have the belts.
Well, definitely their manager, Luscious John. He's the one that signed the contract to have the belts.
That's not exactly what I meant, Jess. He got involved in the match, and I'm sure you saw the video replay of it.
Wait a minute. I've talked about this before, Gorilla. Me and my buddy Richard Nixon, we don't believe in those kind of tapes.
Oh, please, give me a break, Jess. Dynamite Kid going to work on the Avenger. Another quick tag made as Davey Boy comes in. Little double slingshot action here. Whoa! Dynamite face first, look out! Bombs away! Oh, what a headbutt down for the count. 1, 2, he got it. Another tremendous victory chalked up in the record books here in the World Wrestling Federation for the British Bulldogs. Let's get the official word.
The winners of the match, the British Bulldogs.
All right, British Bulldogs. Another sensational victory there. Seems to me that the competition just gets tougher and tougher. I know you're looking forward to meeting Valentine and Beefcake, and you also, of course, have the Hart Foundation to contend with. And it seems to me that they're going to be...
Wait a minute. Just sit down, big boys.
This is my time.
Last week I was out here in the town.
This is our time.
I was promised I would have time to do my million-seller record out here. I was going to do my million-seller record out here. Let me tell you something, man.
Hey.
Get these two clowns. Why don't you call somebody who cares if they want to hear these clowns out here or not? I've got the Hart Foundation.
Bring them out.
And they want to hear me do my record. They want to hear me do my record right now. Tell them to get them off, you big clown.
All right, fine. Thank you very much. We will...
Yeah, you bring them out.
I will bring them
Bring them.
We'll return with more TNT. Stay with us. I apologize, guys, for the interruption. And we will indeed have Mr. Hart later on doing his tune. We'll be back as we continue with more TNT. to thank the British Bulldogs for being so gracious
the British Bulldogs are pretty quick, aren't they, Hitman?
They were real quick. You see the way they scampered out here with their little tails between their legs?
Along with Jim the Anvil.
Yeah, we shoot them off.
No, they were very gracious, and indeed, and I think you, Jimmy Hart, need to apologize.
Me apologize? You know what? Okay, I am so sorry I didn't turn the Hart Foundation loose on you. That's what I apologize for.
I understand that you gentlemen, being managed by Jimmy Hart, have to endure the unfortunate aspect of him singing from time to time to you, do you not?
One of the greatest singers of all time.
It's a pleasure to hear Jimmy sing. In fact, we have all of Jimmy's tapes.
Well, as a matter of fact, Mr. Hart is going to sing for us his latest cut off the wrestling album, which is going to be released, called Eat Your Heart Out, Rick Springfield.
Right.
I'm sure you fellas have heard that.
This is excellent.
This is excellent. All right, Jimmy.
Excellent.
All right, then let's...
Ring. Ring. Hello? Hello? Hey, is Cindy in? No, who is this? What do you mean, who is this? This is Jimmy Hart, the mouth of the South. Where is she? She's going to the Rick Springfield concert. Rick Springfield? I called my chick on the phone last night. Her mother said she was gone for the night. She had 2 tickets to a rock and roll show to see her working class hero. So I jumped in my car and I cruised downtown. I could hear the music playing from a mile around. So I got me a ticket and I walked inside. I could see him standing there in the spotlight. Eat your heart out, Rick Springfield. 'Cause she's my girl and she always will be the only girl for me. Ain't no rock and roll singer gonna take her away from me. I called my chick the very next day. She was watching TV, it was Dr. Noah Drake. She said, he's so handsome and he's so cool. She made me so sick, I wanted to puke. So I got me a guitar and some red tennis shoes. And I'm learning how to sing and I'm learning how to move. And I'm writing a song down just for you. Then all the girls will think I'm so cool. Eat your heart out, Rick Springfield. 'Cause she's my girl and she always will be the only girl for me. Ain't no rock and roll singer gonna take her away from me. Eat your heart out, Rick Springfield. 'Cause she's my girl and she always will be the only girl for me. Ain't no rock and roll singer gonna take her away. Eat your heart out, Rick Springfield. 'Cause she's my girl and she always will be the only girl for me. Ain't no rock and roll singer gonna take her away from me. Jesse's girl, you wanna steal Jesse's girl? Now you want my girl. Hey, baby, you're posing for Bruce and Rick. If I get my hands on you, oh, Jesse's girl, my girl, everybody's girl. You want Wasn't it great? Wasn't it great? Wasn't it great, Vince? Wasn't it great, baby? The greatest singer, greatest dancer, and the greatest tag team in the world today, the Hart Foundation.
All right, well, why don't you gentlemen sit down and we'll talk
Wait
a
a
little
minute.
bit about...
I'm going to tell you right now, truce with Lord Alfred for this show only, because if you touch me, Lord Alfred, I promise you the Hart Foundation...
touches you...
If he touches me, that's right.
Just like the Bulldogs. You'll be out just like the Bulldogs.
I haven't done a thing. He has done everything to me. He's perpetrated everything he possibly
Do you believe
could.
that? Do you believe
Number
that?
1, Jimmy, he's a foreigner.
That's right. And we don't like foreigners, do we?
I should say not.
If you would, please sit down.
Okay.
You mind, please?
I'll
just
sit
sitting
down.
I'd
down?
rather he sat next to me.
Okay, so I'd rather sit
rather
next
not.
to him, too. Well, you do it for me, Brett.
Please.
Boy, what a big deal to sit down.
Yes, I'll say. In any event, in a moment, we're going to show you some tag team action involving the Hart Foundation, the Anvil Jim Neidhart, along with Bret Hart, and indeed, perhaps they are championship bound. Let's take you now to some videotape footage. I believe we joined this in progress. Let's go now to the tape.
Temperament of the Italian, I'm sure he's going to be coming right back.
Well, I don't know. I hope hope so, but when these two get you in trouble and they keep you close to their corner, it's pretty hard to come back on them. Now here it's the tag in this Neidhart. I tell you, these two have really surprised me. They are one heck of a team. They are tough.
Tag was made, and Sal Balomo thus far has not been doing well. Oh, look at this. Look at this! Oh, wow! And a 3 count.
Garea hardly got a chance to do that thing in that ring.
When he was in there, he was doing quite well for himself. But unfortunately, the Hart Foundation kept Sal Balomo from tagging Tony Garea. We'll get the official.
The winners of this match, the team of Bret Hitman Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Jimmy Hart, Heartworm. Oh my goodness.
Neidhart, you know, a maniac. Look at him. Look at a very angry man. Look at this. Here's Neidhart as he whips Balomo center up. He catches him like in a high bear hug. Look at this, gets him in his legs there. But now watch Bret Hart, the way he comes over, flying across the gun. Oh, I'll tell you, the way he catches him across the neck, there's no way that Balomo's going to go anywhere but getting pinned.
And a 3 count as the Harts are on to victory. And in the background, of course, we hear Jimmy Hart singing his latest tune, Eat Your Heart Out, Rick Springfield. Well, I don't think Rick Springfield has a thing to worry about. Not one thing.
They're the greatest, I'm telling you right now, baby. Number one.
Do you notice the way the Hitman and the Anvil, do you notice the way we're gelling together, we're working as a team, and really getting the job done?
Smooth operation.
We set them up, and the Hitman does the hit.
You know, what I notice more and more and more is that we can't find any competition now.
No competition.
What?
There's no competition for
Now, wait just a moment. As a matter of fact, earlier on, again, we stated they were gracious enough to leave a little early. The British Bulldogs, in my view, would give you gentlemen a real run for your money.
No way.
Yeah, they really ran out of this studio, didn't they?
It was feet. Don't fail me now, baby. When they heard I was going to bring these guys out, feet. Where are they now? Where are they
Tito
now, baby?
Santana and the Junkyard Dog, another great tag team combination.
You know what? I was watching Santana from the green room earlier. Let me tell you what. He was a nervous wreck out of here and babbling around, going, "I'm sitting here and watch film." That's all he does: eat popcorn and watch films. This is the greatest team in professional wrestling today. As far as the Junkyard Dog, I promise you this: we're going to get a bounty on him too, because nobody does. I'm so excited I can't even talk now. I'm a nervous wreck.
I'm sick of all these dogs. We got Junkyard Dogs, we got British Bulldogs. Hey, have you ever seen a junkyard cat? Hey, they're really mean. They're the really bad dudes. Right, Jimmy?
Right, baby.
If these guys are so tough, why don't they put their names down on a wrestling contract and fight us?
Yeah, where are they now?
We're tired of wrestling these nobodies.
Tired of wrestling nobody.
That's right.
Well, I'm sure you're going to get your opportunity. What about the possibility of meeting Greg the Hammer Valentine and Brutus Beefcake for the tag?
We'll take on anybody, anytime, anywhere, because we're the best there was, the best there is, and the best there ever will be.
That's right, baby. Tell him.
And in addition to that, you have the opportunity of being serenaded by your manager. That's
greatest manager of all time.
That's right. Hey, listen, I can outdance Michael Jackson. I can outsing David Lee Roth, and I promise you this: when that album comes out, the #1 song that'll be done by Jimmy Hart and the Hart Foundation. Am I right or wrong, fella?
It is
Am I right or wrong?
sweet, Jimmy.
All right.
World
We thank you for joining us, the Hart Foundation. We'll be back as we continue with more TNT. Stay with us.
Next world champion.
Do I hear any? You're back on camera. We're back on camera, and there's no applause?
They must not have liked the music.
That's more like it. Our first guest is none other than the reigning Intercontinental Champion. Would you please welcome Tito Santana? Thank you, boys. If we could get a little close-up of the new Intercontinental Championship belt. It was presented to you recently by the WWF's Mean Gene Okerlund, and I'm sure that it was quite a pleasurable experience being the recipient of a new Intercontinental Championship belt.
It sure was, Vince. You know, on July the 6th, the old belt was destroyed by Greg Valentine. Even though he destroyed the belt, he never destroyed what the belt stood for.
But I sure like the new belt that I received. It, makes everything, the time that I waited for this, made it worth my while.
You may want to relate, if you would, some of the happenings in that steel cage matchup in which you won the title back on that given night in Baltimore, but then from there, of course, Valentine proceeded to literally destroy the championship belt.
Well, that's exactly right. I've said it before, that cage match that I had was no doubtedly the hardest match that I've ever been involved in. Greg the Hammer Valentine left me with 14 stitches on my forehead. But I knew that I had made a promise to all the fans. It was my last chance, Vince, and I just went and grabbed just that extra 10%, and I guarantee you, when I took that belt, even though I was almost exhausted, it sure was a good feeling to walk out of there with a belt.
I'm sure it was. We're going to take you back now to some footage we have of Tito Santana prior to the Manager of the Year contest. Let's go to the tape.
Tito, Jess.
Chico, Tito, whatever. He's a champion who really flaunts that title. You notice that, how he likes to shove it down to people's throats that he's the champion.
Please, Jess, he's not flaunting that title. The guy's proud of it, and rightly so. Had to work pretty hard to regain it, Jess. Arabello going to work on the champion, incidentally a non-title matchup. Oh, nobody home there with the elbow drop. Gino telegraphing those moves, Jess. Oh, look at that. Tito Santana with a big roundhouse right. Boy's got that one down pat. Right between the eyes.
Referee should definitely be stepping in. A few of them look like closed fists.
You never did that, Jess, right?
I'm not the one in the ring, Gorilla.
But you never used it. Oh, my God.
Myself.
Look what's coming, Jess. Look at what's heading our way.
All right.
I'll let you introduce him, Jess.
Guess who's here, baby?
Ladies and gentlemen, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, one of my personal favorite managers, and definitely riding high in the Manager of the Year contest.
You're the greatest, Jesse.
What are you out here for? A last-minute pinch? You know this is the last
cute.
week.
Let me tell you something, baby. You've seen the rest of the manager, but when you see Jimmy Hart, you're looking at the very, very best. Captain Lou Albano, this is 1985, baby, not 1955. And as far as that hillbilly Jim, he's through, he's washed up. I'm telling you right now, you want the best. You've seen the rest. Jimmy Hart, #1, the greatest manager of all time, the future in professional wrestling. So send your votes in now, baby.
Are you begging for votes,
Jimmy? Am I begging for votes? Am I begging for votes, Jess?
He doesn't look like he's begging
I'm
me.
on my hands and knees.
Get out of here and take that megaphone with you.
I'm the best, baby.
Take that megaphone with you and get out of here.
I'll tell you what, Gorilla, I don't think you'd be so quick with that little man if King Kong Bundy was standing there.
Hey, when he comes around me with that megaphone, I don't care who's with him, I'm going to chase him, Jess. Side headlock by Santana. Nice takeover. Well, this is the final week for the voting. And if he wasn't out here plugging for votes, I don't know what he was doing, but it's a very, very closely contested event that's coming to a close immediately, if not sooner. Who do you think's going to win, Jess?
I don't know. I don't know. You know, results are coming in from different places in the country.
From out of the country, a multitude of votes.
Oh, yeah.
From all over the world.
Freddie Blassie's running high outside the United States. Captain Lou Albano, they say, is doing pretty good around the New York City area. Different people voting different ways.
I understand it's too close right now to call, but it certainly will be interesting to see who walks away with that title, because not only is there a great deal of prestige involved, I'm sure there are some other tremendous...
I understand Elizabeth is running high on right-hands.
No, Elizabeth is not eligible, Jess. If she's running high on the right-hands, all of them are in your handwriting. You can go to the bank with that. In the meantime, Tito Santana in control of this matchup with Mr. Gino Carabello.
Well, Tito's wearing him down here. Look at the pressure he's putting on in that side head. Like you can see, Carabella's head looks like it's going to pop like a ripe tomato.
I don't like to see that, Jess. Tito Santana with a elbow brace on the right elbow. Isn't that the arm he uses for that flying forearm, Jess?
Might very well be. I would be interested to see if the referee did check out that elbow pad prior to the bout.
See a clean break here, maybe? No, look at that.
Santana with a closed fist right hand.
There's a left for good measure right there. Santana again with a side headlock. Tremendous matchups this week in the World Wrestling Federation.
Oh, we got some bouts unbelievable bouts coming up, Gorilla.
Corporal Kirshner, can't wait to take another look at him.
It'll be my first chance to see him.
Oh, reversal there by Santana, hard into the corner. Wow, he had both legs hooked under that rope, came down head first. Another big right hand by Santana.
Santana with a big handful of hair there, Gorilla.
Big back drop. Santana, look at this, going for that figure four. Whoa, as he got that down to a science. Slaps it on. Garbella won't waste much time in saying, I give up.
All right, back with Tito Santana, another victory for you. And I would think that there are any number of individuals now really gunning hard for the Intercontinental Championship that you possess.
Well, that's exactly right, Vince. I guess the number one man that really stands out right now at the moment is Randy Macho Man Savage. Undoubtedly the quickest man to reach the top, as far as I'm concerned, since I've been in the WWF. He's up there, and he's a good one, and I know that I'm going to be meeting heads up with him. Randy Macho Man, I want to let you know that I'm ready for you. Besides Randy Macho Man, there's another man from Texas, Terry Funk, which I consider very, very good wrestler. I don't like the way the style that he uses. That's what makes it so hard, because you have to compete against these guys that don't rely with their wrestling ability. They rely on all the tricks that they can come up with. They don't care what they have to do to win a match.
And as you brought out, the styles also are so divergently different.
It is. You have to. You got to prepare for every individual match, every opponent. You got to study their styles. I don't know anybody that spends more time looking at films and getting ready for the certain individuals that I go up against, because I feel that it's very important. When I was playing professional football, that's all we did was study our opponents on films, and I've been using that in professional wrestling.
Well, best of luck to you in defending the Intercontinental Championship, as well as the tag team partners that you've had as of late, and all the success in the world for you, Tito.
Thank you very much, Vince.
All right, back with Mr. Fuji, the magnificent Muraco. We'll ask these gentlemen to stay with us for a moment to talk a little bit more about the debut of Mr. Muraco as a cowboy, which hopefully we'll see next week. You're sure you're going to be ready?
I'm ready to slap leather.
Okay, fine. In any event, before we talk about that a little bit more, if you would, this is the address for the benefit of those of you who would like to possibly win the Rolls Royce. I know, Mr. Fuji, you've had one for some time. You simply can drop your name and address to WWF Wrestling Classic Sweepstakes, P.O. Box 3360, Syosset, New York, 11775. Now, Mr. Fuji, if Mr. Muraco is a cowboy, what part is Mr. Fuji going to play?
We haven't figured it out yet, but maybe like the Cisco Kid and Poncho or something like that.
Very good, very good.
What can you surround? What kind of talent? You talk about surrounding yourself with good talent. What kind of talent?
There's great talent. You have the Fabulous Moola, classy Freddie Blassie, Jimmy Hart. I got friends with got a lot of talent. Just to match mine. Don't worry yourself a bit.
And you're going to choose your own director and things of that nature?
Oh, naturally, I wouldn't leave it up to you again. You think I'm nuts?
And you really feel that a couple of weeks ago you were really set up?
Well, anybody judging between my talent and the final outcome, and listening to Irving Rappaport sit here at the end of the show, babbling on this guy who he doesn't know a red light from a green light from a yellow. He hasn't had a job. He hasn't had a job before. You found him collecting nickels out on the street, I'm sure.
Again, we'll look forward, Mr. Muraco, to your debut as a cowboy and whatever Poncho and Cisco Kid or whatever that's going to...
Goodbye to Irving Rappaport.
All right, and in addition to that, King Kong Bundy and a great deal more will join us next week here on TNT.